Linda, we're gonna be late for my cousin's wedding. Aren't you dressed yet?
Oh, crap. Well, one of us is gonna have to change. Unzip me.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Remember that time that Katy Perry used a man's billions of dollars and his rocket company to shoot up into space in what looked like a dildo, and it wasn't actually really space, and she was wearing a scuba suit, and the entire rocket was piloted by men and built by men, paid for by men, and maintained by men, and opened by men, even though they opened the door from the inside, which makes absolutely no sense. And nobody really thinks that they really went to space because even the videos themselves look totally fake. And Katy Perry just kind of like used it as an opportunity to promote her tour, as you can see her doing right now. And no one's even sure if this really even happened because, well, it just seems so fake. Here's Katy Perry once again promoting her tour. It just a bunch of women taking scrunchy face selfies. That's all they did. They literally went up to space to take selfies. Anyway, the point is you've seen it before, and now of course you've seen them fall.
Deploy from the crew capsule. Those are like the guide parachutes. There go the drogue parachutes.
Earth's orbit again. They shriek and scream, right?
And then next will be the main parachutes that get pulled.
This is just your
out.
standard astronaut fare, right? Is shrieking and screaming. According to the fake scuba gear astronauts, Katy Perry went up and sang in space. Okay. And then she got out of whatever the hell the top of the dildo was called, and then she kissed the ground, and she liked it. Okay. It's a recap. Of course, you remember this, called the Blue Origin fraudulent space flight. Anyway, the point is that you would assume that this entire circumstance would have prepared Katy Perry for going on tour, which was what this was all about. It was a promotion for her tour. Now, her tour is like not sold out and has done disastrously. They've had to cancel events and venues, and she's actually been banned from performing in Las Vegas because her tour did so poorly there. Nonetheless, Katy Perry has decided to not only get divorced from Orlando Bloom throughout all of this, but then thank the strong divine feminine by misgendering God, which is always a bad sign and is going to lead to disaster. So again, after all of these fake space flights, you would assume that Katy Perry would be prepared for a plastic butterfly that she flies on, but no, not even this can function correctly. Again, don't mock God. Like, how about that? Like, don't mock God. Don't misgender God. Maybe should be the start. If you want to have like a big public facing career, like do your best to accept your own limitations. And if you do mock God, then there's a real chance that disaster might be right around the corner. Did I mention that Katy Perry's now divorced from Orlando Bloom, and her entire life's fallen apart, and her tour's collapsing, and she's literally collapsing here on a giant robotic butterfly, I guess. It's like the worst looking butterfly I've ever seen. Katy Perry literally almost like falls off during a horrible mechanical malfunction, I suppose. Katy Perry almost falls off at pop concert Malfunction. Singer's giant butterfly prop fell several feet above the audience before catching itself while she was performing. Here's what that sounded like. Another angle of that, and there you go. Oh, you'd think that being an astronaut would prepare Katy Perry for this. She looks furious, actually. The thing that I like the most about this is that it shows how obviously she is lip syncing, because as you can see here in this video, Katy Perry is no longer singing. And yet she's still singing at the concert, right? She falls, her microphone is in her mouth, and the song's still going on, right? So she's singing. Okay. Yeah, God, it just shows you how fraudulent. Like, who the hell would ever pay for this? She's not even singing. Like, at the very least, like, the point is to hear her sing, right? And no, she's not singing at all. Goodness gracious, what a mess. What a disaster. Surprising that she didn't scream, that's what she did during this, in this moment. She was shrieking. So I guess there's like some positives here. But what a nightmare. This thing seemed, the entire tour seems utterly cursed. Did I mention that you probably shouldn't mock God? And this is just one of many embarrassing and humiliating things that's happened to Katy Perry recently. Many people saying that maybe she should just hang it up, right, while she's ahead, because what she's going to do here is destroy whatever last credibility that she possibly has, trying to milk she's on the wrong side of 40, right? Trying to milk the last little drops of fame here. Katy Perry left dangling midair as prop malfunctions during show and scary scene. Katy Perry over the top performance took a scary turn during the concert in San Francisco. Yeah. The irony is just delicious. So she's in San Francisco. A video taken from a fan showed the pop star flying over the audience, the massive butterfly prop, when it malfunctioned and dropped many feet, jerking Katy Perry, causing her to cling to it as she continued to move about the crowd. She stopped singing, looked visibly panicked. The Teenage Dream singer was heard letting out a yelp while the machine dropped. She did yelp. Okay, good. And then immediately looked up at the wires the prop strapped to. Despite the malfunction, the performer kept her composure. Really? I don't know about that. The comments section was flooded with mixed reactions towards Perry and her jaw-dropping performance. Having things like this fly over the crowd is a huge safety hazard for the artist and the fans. Do you see this outfit here? What this is like they're clearly in this outfit. They were clearly trying to, the whole thing, this whole space thing was obvious, like an obvious stunt. Remember when they like everybody got on corporate TV and like declared to all of us that Katy Perry was a hero and an astronaut, and they got very dismissive and upset that we didn't call her an astronaut. And actually the FAA administrator, his name is Sean Duffy, he works for Trump, he's a Trump administrator. He had to come out and say, no, she's literally not an astronaut. Men built the rocket, flew the rocket. She didn't do any work up in space. She didn't even really go to space. That's totally arguable. Kind of depends on what your definition of space is. She definitely didn't go into orbit, She just kind of went up really high and then fell really fast. There's a lot of planes that already do that. Anyway, the point is that it's all fake. It's all fake. And this is a nightmare. And you'd think that an astronaut would handle this a little better. I was told she was an astronaut. But yeah, it seems like a really bad way to go. So I like how she's still singing here. She's an astronaut, so it's fine. Made her crazy town. Flew on her pterodactyl. Yeah. The astronauts. There you go. Katy Perry doesn't qualify as an astronaut. There you go. Astronauts. Okay. Yeah. She also almost fell out of a giant ball, I guess, during the same tour. It's called the Lifetimes Tour. We've checked in on this tour. We checked in on this tour. Like, apparently nobody's buying tickets. They're having to close down entire sections because of stuff like this. There she falls again. What is this? So there she's falling. This whole thing seems like, at what point do we need to do a Britney Spears level intervention here and just stop her before she hurts herself? I don't know. Nobody asked me. I'm just here to tell you that Katy Perry nearly crashed a giant plastic butterfly into a bunch of innocent people whose only crime it was buying a ticket to her show. So, did you deserve it? I don't know. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe for more astronaut training like this. See ya.